Hi everybody, Cassie here, and I'm a 200-hour yoga instructor based in Southern New York. And today I'm here with you in a second video in my series on videos about yoga props. So if you missed the first video, which just kind of introduces what props are and talks a little bit about yoga mats, I'll be sure to have a link in the description box below so that you can check that out. But today's topic is going to be all about yoga blocks. So yoga blocks are pretty interesting. At least this yoga teacher thinks they're pretty interesting. On the one hand, they're not the most exciting thing to look at, though they do come in fancy colors. I just have a plain purple one here. But the way you can use them is actually quite versatile. And while they're not like, an essential must-have prop, they can be incredibly useful. For starters, you could use it just to sit on. So I'm sitting here kneeling, and I'm just kind of sliding it underneath me. And it's just a little more comfortable than sitting on my feet. But what I love so much about blocks is that they can help bring the floor up to us. So for example, if you have trouble touching your toes, right, when you're standing and bending forward, if you can place a block on the floor in front of your feet, suddenly you have something to rest your hands on, which can be so much more comfortable than just dangling awkwardly in space. Another way I'm going to show you how you can use this handy little guy is when you're in lunges. So you might start perhaps from your tabletop, and I'm going to bring just one foot forward. So if you have two of them, you would bring one to either side, but I've only got one today. And again, you can find any height that works for you. You can really turn these guys any which way. And you can bring your hand down, so now you've brought the floor up. And then from there, it's a little bit easier, perhaps, if you want to twist. So just an example, right? Brings it up to your hand a little bit more. So maybe you would like to buy a yoga block, but you're just not there yet. So what could you do instead? Well, a common solution comes in the form of books. So for the sake of the demo, I've got two really large books here because they're nice and thick and they have, quite a bit of height to them. But you could also take, maybe 3 or 4 skinnier books, if that's all you have at home, and stack them up. So coming back to our little lunge twist here, you'll see the idea is the same. I've just stacked the books up, and now it's a little easier to come into that twist. So you can definitely make do if you don't have yoga blocks. But are they worth it? I would say yes. Blocks come in many different materials, including cork, wood, and this guy, which is made out of foam. And the foam ones are pretty inexpensive. I would say they average around $10 or $12, give or take. And, even if you have just one, 2 is great, but if you can only afford 1 right now, you will be in great shape. But I would say they're definitely worth it should you decide to invest. Alrighty, so thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. Next time we're going to talk about yoga straps. Alrighty, have a great day.